Hi, this is Yvonne Fish. We're in Math 146 Statistics. I do want to show you from Math Excel how you can easily use Microsoft Excel. You all have that in your Office 365 account for free when you are a student here, and you can download that for all the fully functioning software. So the first thing I'm going to do when I have these data sets, this is doing a box plot, but you can do this really for any kind of data. Like we could find the mean, median, modes, we could find standard deviation and all those kinds of things. So the question is specific to 5-number summary, and then create a box plot, but I'll show you how to do the other things as well. First thing you're going to do is click here, and you're going to open the table in Excel. You could do StatCrunch as well, but you'll need to follow the tutorials in Math Excel. So I'm going to open Microsoft Excel. And this is opening on a separate page. So I'm going to pull this over here to the screen, and you can see the data listed here. It's already sorted for us, so we can figure out percentiles as well there, but you can just click the function to sort the data as well. So what I want to do is just put the things that I need in. Minimum is pretty easy to figure out. That's the first number of our 5-number summary since it's sorted data, so I don't really have to go into the tools to find that, but I could use them. Quartile One is a little trickier to find, so what I want to do is these are my labels here, you can see on the left, and then I click in the box that I want the formula to go in, and then I click up here. I'm going to insert a function, and then I've just done this, so once you use these frequently, the list will just pop up. But if it didn't, you want to go to Statistical, and then you can search through this. But the best thing to do, really, is just to do a search in the word box. So I'm going to write the word quartile, and like I said, you don't have to do this all the time. It's just going to be at first. So quartile is the one I want to choose. And then to get the array, I mean, you could type in A1 to A15, or you could actually just click and hold the button down on your mouse, or hold your mouse pad, and then highlight this all the way down. And see how it comes. It shows up right there. Now the quartile, I have to choose. If I click in this box, it tells me exactly what to do here. If I want the minimum, I can put 0 in, but I can figure that out on my own. First quartile is 1, median, which is your second quartile, you put 2. Third quartile is 3, and max value is your end quartile, that is 4. So I want the first quartile, so I'm going to type a 1 in there. You cannot do more than 1 at a time, unfortunately. You can also click the help tools there. So click OK, and then what shows up in the box is no longer the function. You can see it up here, what's happening. But you can, once you get used to these two, you could literally just type this stuff in, type in the function if you want. But that's the first quartile is 72. And then here I can put median. And I have to do the same kind of thing. Quartile, see how it's already there for me. I do the array. I can do 2 and click OK. Now here, I might try to be a little tricky and copy that function. And I'm gonna, whoops, I want it in that box, except I want it to be different. I want not 2, but I want the third quartile. So I can do that. Actually, I want that here. So I kind of messed up my other one. So I'll fix that. And then this one I have to fix. That should be quartile 2. And this should be quartile 3. And then the max, I can just look at sorted data, so I can just type in 80. So there I have my 5-number summary that I can now enter into the Math Excel. I'm just going to shrink that down and move it over out of the way. I can see. So I have 70, and I can just hit Tab to move from space to space. You can kind of eyeball it too, and then check answer. Then we need to choose what the appropriate box plot is. Well, given these numbers, knowing they're right, you know the minimum has to be 70. So these two are out, possible because that whisker is the box and whisker. The whisker is the minimum. This first line here is the first quartile, so that looks about 72 so far. Okay, and then the median though has to be 74. This middle line of the box is the median, but that is not lining up to 74. Also here, this one's out. This one so far so good, so I'm over at B. I got 70, I've got 72, and then 74 is my median. 78 is my third quartile, and 80 is my max. So I'm going to choose B. This one's obviously way too small. And there we go. I'm going to pull the spreadsheet back over. Another thing I can do here is I can figure out the mean. If I want, I can figure out standard deviation. And I can figure out the variance. Variance is really just standard deviation squared. So once you get the standard deviation, you can square that. So here for the mean, I'm going to go again up into functions, and I'm just going to type in mean, where it might actually be under average on this. So we would do average, which mean is synonymous. So then I'm going to click here to get the formula. And I'm only having one number. I don't have a table. You can do this with a frequency distribution table as well if you want. You just have 2 lists, just like I showed on the calculator video. Standard deviation. Again, standard deviation for a sample. And we can Again, you can copy and paste if you like doing that, but you do need to then know the keywords. This one, let's see if they have variance in here for us. Yeah, variance S would be of a sample, or just, you know, plain variance. But here we can specifically do sample. And highlight what we need. And there's all your values. If we wanted to make a box plot chart to see what that looks like, we can just go to Insert, and you have all your charts. As long as you're using 2016, it's pretty easy. Even on a Mac, there's a compatibility. Okay, so I first need to click my it's pretty intuitive. It tells you what to do. So I need to get my data set. I forgot to do that. But I want to click in this corner to get all charts. And then down I travel. Near the bottom is box and whisker. You can do histograms really nicely on these two. Scatter plots. It's really great. So here's my box and whisker. Just move it over. You can put titles in and whatnot. These are now facing the opposite direction. It's just vertical, up and down instead of sideways. That's okay. That's pretty typical. You can add in, if you want to put the data labels in there, it'll put the numbers for you. And you can title things and such. You can like click on it and do it that way. You can kind of move things around. You can align your text to be a certain way, and so on and so forth. So I hope that helps you figure out how to use Excel, especially for larger data sets that are already in Math Excel in your homework. It's really very convenient. Thank you for watching. Let me know if you have any questions.